Hey, and welcome to VFX Tutors. I'm Josh, and we're not going to do a big face intro. We're just going to carry on with our model. So if you're just stumbling across the video now, we've been modeling this flamethrower now. And we're getting quite close near to the end. We're just doing, well, we've still got this half to do, but you can pick up where you are at the whatever stage you're at. So I think in this one we're just going to do these bolts. So I'm not going to go on about it, I'm just going to create a sphere and just going to line this up. And we still need a lot of, well, when we get near the end we'll still do like a kind of a polishing pass of it. Because generally that's probably takes the longest, takes the longest out of all of it really, because when you're modeling stuff you can always sort of possibly make things a lot better. So I'm just gonna scale this down and roughly get the correct sort of shape. And it's not going to be absolutely perfect, but we can get it pretty close. Cool. So the reason why I've chosen this, I could have reduced this subdivision quite a lot, but the reason why I chose that is because straight away it kind of says gap here with its natural sort of round spherical shape. It already has got the reasonable amount of gap that I'd like. So what I'll do, I'm just going to go to my orthographic top. And I'm going to rotate this around so it's a little bit easier to work with. In fact, I'll probably just so I know it's about that width. So this will be our groove, but just to save not having to model it in a funky angle. We're just going to rotate it around and just going to use this line as a guide to make sort of turn my grid on up here, just so I can sort of, I'm sure there's an exact angle that I could probably use, but this is just fine for me. Cool. So what we will have here is we need to keep this sort of shape, and we've obviously got this sort of bit here which we're not really keen on. So I could first of all, let's close up some of these edge loops. And I'm sure this is probably going to make some sort of interesting kink in there, but I'm not particularly fussed about that right now. So I just selected all that edge loop. I'm just going to isolate this. I know you've got some strangeness going on there, but I'm not going to worry too much about that because what I'll do is just drag it all back. I'll just go to my sculpting and relax those edges. And hopefully, and I say hopefully, this might not actually work. We should have retained our actual... like I say, I've not prepared this. You know, you make so many sort of like nuts and bolts. I'm sure there's a... I don't want to affect that too much, actually. And it's not like I make nuts and bolts every day, so... As long as we've kept that curve and it doesn't look insane when we go to our perspective. So we have created a little dimple here, but nothing that can't be fixed. Of course, we're actually working at such a small level. Let's go over. Cool, that seems reasonable. I'm not gonna go absolutely crazy with this. So I guess the next thing we want to do is to give these homes we will have a sharp edge there, which we don't really want to add edge loops on. So what we will try and do is let's try and lose some of these edge loops in here. Probably could have done that in a much more sensible way there. That was a bit stupid, but cool. I'm just going to snap those flat with there. I'm just going to bridge that in there as well. Right. So we have created something not so great here. Let's just scale that flat. So now we've kind of got that away from the hard edge. Let's there. Obviously this is quite a lot for a bolt, if you know what I mean. You don't necessarily have to go into this much detail of the bolt. I'm not too bothered about a ton of extra. Cool. So I'm just gonna make sure I only grab those. About to center. We probably could have reduced this a little bit. For something so small and trivial, we're not adding like a lot of them, so I think it's fine. So we kind of got that one side now. And we can probably just straight up delete this. We don't really need it. We can just duplicate. And hopefully if you haven't changed your I forgot that I changed that. So we'll just put that back to 0. Now we've got 2 halves, and I'll just combine that together. And just bridge that. Cool, and I know we've got a lot of polygons here. I'm not too bothered. Just going to extrude these down. Then we don't really see the inside, but we can leave it as that, I guess. So we've pretty much got our sort of bolt shape. I know it's high poly at the moment, but let's just close that, fill that hole. I'm not yeah, no, it'll be fine. Just whether or not it should make it, because obviously these are on the other side as well, but and we don't have to fill these holes. It's just why does it keep doing that at the moment? It's not snapping to where I want it to. Like, effectively, you probably could just leave this as a whole, and it's not that much of a big deal. But I'd just like to make sure it's cleaned up. Cool, so let's go around and do these edges. Might need to do that. So see what we get with a bevel. Add a supporting edge in here. It's not so great. I don't really like that, how that's doing that. That seems like I've broken something. Maybe we'll have to it's because of this pole here, which we kind of want to avoid. So I guess we could do it try it this way. Do you know what? I think just gonna do it. God, it really is a constantly trying to go to those edge rings at the moment. Cool, that's actually made it not so bad. It's got some kinks here, which we've created now. And I think that'll be alright for what we need. So I'm actually just going to scale this down as well, just to make sure it fits inside the hole. And that's then not, well no, then it's effectively not one-to-one, but cool. So this seems very cool. So we're just like when we UV this and do all that sort of stuff as well. We'll duplicate it again because we're not going to UV the same thing twice. It's just more of a case of let's just populate the model with bits that we can see at the moment. Cool, so yeah, let's not worry about the other side, we can do that another time. So I think let's just keep it quick and simple for this one. Yeah, 2 little bolts, nothing super complicated, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you're just picking it up now, this is probably the only tutorial that's probably been under 10 minutes. And to keep it under 10 minutes, I have to say thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, really does help. Like it, comment on it, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.